Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this kind of twist on a semi-classic smoky eye. So it's going to be pretty basic on top. We're going with a kind of taupey color and a gray and a black. And then on the bottom we have a little bit of metallics just to kind of make it a little bit different. Anyhow, if you'd like to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so we're starting out with MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm using the color Painterly. I use my fingers to apply it first, and then I use a Sigma Bluff and Blend just to get the edges to softly blend into my skin. Use whatever primer you like. This is something that you're going to get a bunch of fallout if you're not using a primer and if you're not careful, just because it is a smoky eye, so by nature it's just kind of messy. So prime your eyes with whatever you fancy. I'm going in with Saucebox Snowflake, and I'm using a Sigma large fluff brush, and I'm just using this as a base shadow, so I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. You can go ahead and use whatever shadow is matte and close to your skin tone. So now I'm going in with a Hourglass J5522, and I'm using Saucebox Cream Dream. You will see we use this color a lot. I'm going to use Cream Dream by Saucebox. You can use any type of taupey shadow. So you're basically going to need a taupey shadow, a grayish shadow, and then also a black shadow. And I just took a little bit of that along the lower lash line as well. And then I'm making sure that this kind of shape tapers nicely at the edge of my eye. Now I'm going in with Saucebox Almond, and I'm using a Sigma E25 blending, and I'm just applying that starting at the lower lash line, and once my brush has less product on it, going up. So you'll notice a trend here. Now I'm going in with Saucebox Cream Dream with that same Hourglass J5522, and I'm blending over that. We're going to be layering a lot because that's how you make a pretty classic smoky eye. Now I'm going in with a MAC 242 and just applying that almond color really close to the lash line. I'm using this just so I can be a little more specific. Now I'm going in and I'm using a clean blending brush. I'm using a Sigma E25, you can use whatever you like, and just blending that color out. So you can see we're applying colors close to our lash line and then blending upwards, so we're getting this gradient effect. I'm also making sure that my edges look nice and blending it slightly down. I'm using the Urban Decay Black Velvet pencil. This pencil is kind of drying out and isn't definitely the best for this. It's the only black liner I could find. If you can find one that's even creamier, that's better. Or you can skip this step altogether and just use eyeshadow. If you're going to stop this more at a gray than black, then definitely you can skip this step. I'm using a pencil brush just to blend that lightly and soften that line. This would make a bigger difference if this pencil didn't suck. So now I'm just going to line my waterline, and I'm also going to tight line just so that we really can get this deep smoky. As you can see on the inner corner, I left it blank. So now I'm taking Saucebox Black Widow. This is the blackest black I have, and I'm using a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm applying that basically right over where we did liner, or if you don't have liner, just apply along your lash line, and we're going to be blending out from there. So I'm also going to take just a little bit just in the corner. We aren't going to have a super classic eye, so I'm not going to pull that all the way down and do it the exact same as the top. Now I'm going in with a Sigma E25, and I'm just blending that out. This look is just going to have a ton of blending, and you're just going to be blending for days. So blend until it's smooth. So this time I'm taking the Sigma E25, and I'm taking a little bit of the Black Widow, and I'm actually blending that over. Again, this is like a slow buildup of products. So you do a little bit, use a light hand, don't go in like super dark black unless you're confident you can blend it out. So now I'm taking the Hourglass J5522, and I'm taking a little bit of that Cream Dream, and I'm just blending again all over. Like I said, layers. So here we're going in again with a little more of our Saucebox Black Widow. Again, you can use whatever black you like. You'd even use a different color. Stick with gray if you don't want it quite as dark. And I'm just basically blending that, concentrating at the lower lash line. And once I've deposited most of the color, then I start blending upwards. So now you can see I'm making sure that I kind of have a crease. My eyes do hood over, so you want to bring it up just a little bit if you actually have a crease. As you can see here, if I need to bring it up a little bit higher than my actual crease, because that's my actual crease and it just gets hidden by my eyes. So if your eyes don't hood over, you just won't have to bring it up quite as far, just a little bit on the orbital bone. And you guessed it, more blending. So I'm just going in, making sure that I have a little more concentrated now to the outer third of our eyes, just because the shape that we're going for is slightly elongated. You definitely can do more of a circle if that fits your eye shape better. So now I'm going in with just no additional product on the Hourglass J5522 and just blending that. You're just gonna have to blend a lot, and definitely don't skip blending between each step because it's going to make your life really hard later on. So now I'm going in with the MAC 242 and I'm taking the Black Widow shade and just really concentrating it just on my lid. And so you can see I'm blending it by pulling it slowly sideways and just kind of with patting motions. So at this point, I'm really just kind of perfecting the very last bits. I'm going over and I'm looking at anything that's not blended quite well enough at this point. If I need a little more transition, or right here you can see I'm blending my transition shade a little bit more into my skin, that's where I would do it. I'm just going in with a clean Hourglass J142 to do this. So at this point, basically take a look at your eyes, make sure they are blended to your satisfaction. If you need a little more of a transition shade, do that right now. So now I'm going in with Saucebox Inception, and I'm taking a Sigma pencil brush, and I'm just running that all along the lower lash line. This is where we're kind of getting in a little bit of metallics just to make this a little more exciting. So now I'm taking the color Future, and I'm just putting that just a touch just under my tear duct area. And now I'm taking the color Rain, and I'm using that to highlight. So we're just gonna kind of put that right in the inner corner. Now I'm going back into Snowflake and just pulling it just above the brow bone. So we actually have a matte highlight going on. I basically would normally use Mylar by MAC, but I wanted to kind of keep this in the same palettes. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes and add some mascara. You can add falsies if you'd like. So there's a look with just mascara. I'm adding some Femme Fatale lashes in the style Barbie Girl. And this is our finished eye look. Alright, so that's my finished look for the day. It's not super hard, but it is something that you are going to need a blending brush, and it's just going to take a lot of blending. Smoky eyes really are just, you layer a color, you lay another color, and then you blend, and you just keep repeating that process and kind of deepening it up. You can do it with different colors. Anything like that, it's gonna take you a while just because you have to blend, unless you're looking for a more smudgy smoky eye, because you literally could, throw it on with your fingers and rub your eyes, and that works too. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps me out. If you would also like to subscribe to my channel to see updates from me and what videos I put out next, you can always hit that subscribe button. Please put any tutorial requests in the comments box below. You can also request other types of beauty videos. So let me know what kind of videos you would like to see next time in the comments box below, and I hope to see you guys at the next video.